All right, we're going to be talking about the arc length now. So the arc length is the actual physical portion of the circle edge, like part of the circumference. So it's something we measure in feet, inches, some other type of physical unit, not in degrees. So if I have a circle, there we go. If I have a circle with a point in the center, that's going to be my central point. If I have this arc, I should have done this in a different color. Let's try that again. So I have a point in the center, and then I have these going out, and this would be my arc length. So if I have degrees for the degree of it, this piece all the way to this piece would be my arc length. In order to find that, we set up a proportion. So we have arc length over the circumference, so over the total amount. And if you do d times pi, that works too, guys. Either one works. Either of the two circumference formulas is fine. With theta, which is degrees, over the whole degrees of our circle, which is 360 degrees. So part over whole equals part over whole. The part of the circle in feet, inches, the part of the circumference over the whole of the circumference is equal to the part of the circle in degrees over the whole of the circle in degrees. So we'll just be cross multiplying here. So if I have to find the length of ZY, so please be very careful. You're going to have questions that say find the measure of ZY, and this is looking for degrees. And then the length of ZY is feet, inches, etc. So please be very, very, very careful here. Those are two different things. Now it's asking me here to leave my answer in terms of pi. So I'm not going to multiply the pi in when I do the circumference. So I'm trying to find ZY here. I have a radius of 4 and a degree of 75. So the length of this is going to be my x, that's what I'm trying to find, over the circumference, 2 pi, my r is 4, equals the degrees, which is 75, over the total, 360. From here, we cross multiply. Cross multiply. So that ends up with 360x equals 2 times 4. 2 times 4 is 8, guys, times 75. So 600, and I'm not multiplying that pi in. Please be very careful. You are not multiplying the pi in. Now to get x by itself, I divide by 360. So x equals, and if you do this in the calculator, you're going to get a decimal. I don't want this as a decimal. I want this as a reduced fraction. So be mindful to reduce this. If you're not sure how to do that in the calculator, after you divide 600 by 360, if you hit the button, it's under the alpha button on the top left corner, and then hit enter twice, it will turn it into your reduced fraction for you. So x is 5 pi over 3 inches. So the length of ZY is 5 pi over 3 inches. Let's look at another one. Sure, y'all are like, what are you talking about, crazy? It's okay, we got this, guys. So the next thing I want to find is ZY here. So ZY is apart this arc. So I'm going to do the same idea. I have a diameter of 10. So I have x over the circumference, which is going to be 10 pi, equals 130 degrees over 360. And then we cross multiply, get 360x equals 10 times 130, 1300 pi, divide by 360, divide by 360. X is going to be reducible, divided by 600. Math, enter, enter. 13 pi over 6. And the pi is always going to stay on top. Remember, see where your pi is before you actually divide? It's on the top with the 1300, so the pi stays on top. And this is in centimeters. All right, Caroline. Last example, guys. Caroline is about to perform a relay handoff in a circular track with a radius of 6 meters. Her track partner, McKenna, is standing 93 degrees away from her. So she's like over here, and she's running to McKenna. We want to find out how many meters Caroline is going to need to run in order to give McKenna the baton. So this is our arc we are looking for. We are looking for the measure of our arc. So we take what we're looking for, x, over the circumference, 2 pi, and then our radius is 6, equals 93 degrees over the whole circle. Cross multiply. You get 360x equals 12 times 93 is 1,116 pi. It does say round this to the nearest hundredth, but I find it easier to not multiply that pi in until the very end, guys. Otherwise, you're going to be dealing with some crazy decimals. So 1,116 divided by 360. X is 3.1 pi. And then multiply that pi in. You get 9.73897, yada, 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 yada. So after I round to the nearest hundredth, we get 9.74 feet, right? No, meters. 9.74 meters.